Voyeurs. This is a special song. This is the first song Zach and I ever wrote together. And at the time, you know, it was cool. We were really into it. It was the, you know, obviously a whole new thing, and we were exploring how our collaboration would be, you know, with whether or not it was going to yield anything great. We weren't really concerned with. This is my son. I'd be happy to write with him, even if the music sucked, you know. It's been really cool on that level, but we quickly realized that, wow, this is pretty cool, you know. The more songs that we got into writing together. But being that this was the first one, after coming up with a few more, we kind of shelved this song. And it was kind of like, well, that was the first one we came up with. That one's not as good as these other ones, you know. And I don't remember what prompted it, but one day I was in here working on vocals for songs, and I just kind of decided, hey, I want to just try and put some vocals to this. And who knows, you know. And so I recorded some ideas, and they came out pretty naturally, you know. It was kind of like I got into a good groove with the stuff, and I just recorded some ideas and I played them for him, and he was immediately taken by it. He said, wow, this kind of totally revives this song for me. I really want to work on this and finish it. And so I got to working on some lyrics, and it came together pretty quickly. And we re-recorded everything, because when we first started recording, we didn't have the same recording gear that we now have. So we re-recorded it, and he played all the guitar parts where initially I had played the guitar parts. And so he played all the guitar and bass, and I played the drums and the vocals once again. And it sounded a lot better, and that kind of fueled us a little bit more to continue working on it. And we had a lot of conversations about this one. And once the lyrics started coming out, they came out remarkably fast. Like I was like, wow, this song was just kind of waiting to be born. We'd been watching a lot of Black Mirror, and, you know, that being big fans of the Twilight Zone, and, you know, movies like The Matrix, and Black Mirror, of course, is phenomenal, and, you know, the different science fiction type things. We just felt like, wow, this idea really fits in with the rest of the theme of these songs, and the idea being of a kind of potential dystopian future where we actually have our trials on social media, and the crowd basically votes, you know, much like just a mob voting in on whether this person is going to live or die. And you know, the big twist in the song, which is probably not super clear, but the idea is that this person has been accused and indicted for this crime, and they're sitting in a cell, and basically the crime was they just said the wrong words on social media. And you know, we're possibly seeing signs of that already, where you know, I'm a big proponent of free speech, but you know, balanced with the responsibilities towards your fellow human beings, that treat people kindly and respectfully. But that's a complicated subject, and that's one that I certainly am always thinking about. But just this idea that you can be killed for your words goes very much, you know, Zach and I had also recently just read George Orwell's 1984, and just a lot of the idea of this dystopian future where, you know, the mob decides your fate, and it's not so much the rule of law as just outrage, and so outrage is something that we're exploring quite a bit with this in this particular moment in time with these songs, and just a lot of conversations we're having is you know, how outrage is just so widespread now, and how much of a purpose does it serve? To a degree, absolutely, it fuels some good causes throughout history, but the mob mentality is always looming, and something that we're very passionate about is trying to break through that to higher consciousness, so people can have honest, fair conversations in the effort to find where we bridge these gaps and where we heal these wrong turns that we've taken, which is always like, you know, it's a hard one, but you know, we continue to explore that, I guess, if nothing else. So.